Okay, so I know this is just a random, weird little video sect, but yeah, I'm just kind of sitting out here in Amish town, you know, visiting some people. Uh, well, not me personally. I have people out here visiting. I'm not really gonna show the place itself just because um I don't want to offend anybody and I don't want to be rude. So, um I'm not going to show that. However, I will at least show these beautiful, what look to be morning glories. I'm not really sure, but they are kind of awesome. I mean, check that out. Zoom in here real quick. It gets a little fuzzy the further I zoom in, but they are very pretty. I do like them. You know, I know that goes to say that I'm a bit of a weird person at times. As beside the point, I'm always weird. um, yeah. Security Gamer is doing pretty good on most of his things. I don't know if the last video that we did together was basically the most recent one he's ever posted, or if he's actually done one that was more recent. Um, so yeah, shout out to fam, Security Gamer. Um, hey, shout out to Purity Sin, Lady Purity. Um, I will not link her in the description because content is limited. Please do be careful. And don't be mean. I mean, a lot of people out there nowadays, they love to just. What's the word I'm looking for? They love to rake people across the coals, basically, for different materials, whether they be people doing gun videos, people doing, I guess, random videos of, I don't know, corn being shucked. I don't know. I couldn't come up with anything on that one. Or, of course, there's always, and I mean always, the trope of the dirty section of things where everybody's like, hey, let's get this demonetized, or hey, let's see if we can get this removed. Let's throw up a big stink. And to that I say, why? I mean, besides certain YouTube laws, some people just really suck and they try to abuse this stuff. So it's a little mean. Um, I don't understand why you would do it, because really it makes no sense. Um, as an official update, I do have another 22. It is a semi-automatic this time. It came with I do believe it's 10 round and a 9 round clip. It seems weird because they're almost roughly the same size. The only difference is the internal mechanism for spring loads. Sorry, I'm still trying to get over a cold. That's why you also hear me doing a lot of a lot. Goodness gracious. What else can I cover? Oh yeah, I haven't finished explaining it. It's an automatic 22. It's a Ruger. It kind of reminds me of something you'd see in some of the old German movies. Like a German style Ruger, I guess, since I guess Ruger is a German company. Most people don't realize that. Other people are like, hey, that's fucking fascinating. Let's do a little segment on that or something. It's like, whatever. You do you, you know? I do like it. The aim on it is a little weird. I finally sighted it in with the barrel sight, or barrel laser sighter. Again, it is weird, but I haven't fully tested it out after doing the sighting, so I'm curious if I was right or if I need to do a little bit more work on that. It, however, only takes the longer nosed 22s, not magnums. Be warned on that one, not magnums. Mini mags, fine, not magnums. No, the tip on it has to be a slightly longer one. It can't be. I'm not sure what to point that as, but usually, like if you see two thick circle pieces and where they are separated by like a little center line, I think that's the version that you want. But if you see any that don't seem to come close to touching the ground, or like say you look at the little plastic casing and the center is bowing in the middle, which makes the bullets look like they're touching the bottom, be careful with that, because a lot of times you can get something like that messed up. Now, okay, I guess I should state that the shorter nosed ones, however, whilst I cannot, I guess I should have stated this part first. I can't fit them to the clip because the clip won't feed right with it, either one. I don't know why. But besides that, I can actually slide it into the main section. Like I can rack it back and lock it up, slide one in, close the chamber, it'll grip the casing. I can fire it off, no problem, and it'll eject the shell with no problem. It's just I can only do it one at a freaking time that way. Pain in the butt, for certain. But, yeah, that's not exactly a bad part, though. I mean, part of that is kind of a decent concept as child safety. The Ruger does come with plenty of safety features, which I will not mention in this video, simply because, well, verbal video, but just simply because it makes it a little easier for people to figure out what to do on certain things like that. I'm more concerned with safety via secrecy on this, at least on my part. Any of my family members will know how to set it right. The household I live with, however, let's just say the guys are okay. One of them's currently moving out, so it'll be like the main older dude. He's okay with guns. The two girls, I call them girls, that are full-grown women, fairly close to me in age anyway. I'm like in between them. They do have a sister. The sister's moved out. Other than that, I'm not mentioning names here either. Except for, of course, Security Gamer and Purity San. Hey, sweetie. And no, I am no relation to her, nor are her and I dating. I must state this right now, just because, holy crap, I don't want to get chewed out by her, because getting chewed out by the goddess is a little bit much. Yeah, I call her a goddess because that's kind of what we do in the Discord. She is our leader. Take me to your leader. Sorry. Yeah, I'm having a little too much fun with that. Anyway, yeah, the girls at the house aren't fond of guns, or most weapons in particular, even if they're just like daggers / knives, or swords, or airsoft material. They're more willing to accept airsoft material versus like oh, what's the word I'm looking for here? Live ammo guns. But it's still a hesitant measure to it, because it is, and the, like the worst thing that they've accepted uh, in shooting wise is my BB guns, and even that they're only slightly hesitant towards. Well, I should say they're kind of they're okay with it, but it's like that should be the final measure to them. However, as far as I know, they don't know about the 380. They don't know about. I'm not sure if they actually realize that I have a 22 revolver, but I'm pretty sure they don't know, at least not yet, um, about the 22 Ruger. Uh, so I I'm not sure what to say on that one. Um, except shh. I would rather have them not know and me still just be able to keep them safe via having it. Um, I am fairly cautious when it comes to using my guns. Um, they seem to think, people seem to think that I'm going to be like a little childish about it. And it's like, you don't realize that gun safety is a high priority for anybody, or at least it should be. Little kids, those are usually the ones that you hear about in stories or videos of them finding a gun somewhere. And then suddenly, because the parent wanted to keep it there as a safety measure so they can quickly defend their home and their family, so they leave ammunition loaded in it. Not exactly a bad idea, but also not a great idea. I understand. Um, but that is also why you need to, if you're going to have ammo in it, I know it sounds weird, but at least have a trigger lock on it or have it stored away in some place that you can quickly key access, or if you're faster with dialing in button combination, having an electronic combo safe and just get it out that way. I hate to say this, but I don't really have that measure. I would love to, but to get that would be to reveal the security issue that they are already having issues about, that they technically have issues about having in the household. Um, I'm more hesitant not having it around because besides living out in the country and multiple not so friendly wild animals around and the occasional squirrel. I hate squirrels. Uh, Mostly only because they're kind of a bit of a pest. They're, like, don't get me wrong, they're cute. They can be extremely cute, but they are so pestery when it comes to bird feeders. That when you want to look at cute little hoppy birds or fairly large birds pecking at soot and or seeds that we set out, and suddenly you see this long freaking squirrel just hanging down like, hey, what's up, I'm taking your seeds. I dislike that intensely. Sorry. Anyway, just what am I looking at here? Okay, yeah, I don't really currently have that safety set up, but I also don't have to worry about little kids. I have to currently only worry about freaking adult girls who are insanely overreacted towards weaponry like that. It's like they expect somebody like me or their dad to fucking go psycho one of these times. Please excuse my language. I don't know how to edit or change certain things in the video, so please bear with me. Once I can finally get into fully figuring this shit out, it'll be done. Anyway, what am I looking at here? Yeah, I'm basically just trying my best to keep them a secret, whilst keeping close at hand the ability to reach to them, or I should say, for me to be able to access roughly as quickly as I want, or as quickly as I possibly can, without providing an open air, hey, look at my guns, grab them at your leisure and kill us all. Please don't. And I know that I say that jokingly, but it's meant as a precautionary tale. Don't leave your stuff out in the open like that. I caught myself on that one. Because really, you don't want. Yeah, I'm just leaving it in the dark. Trust me, I know. But yeah, you don't want to leave your stuff like that sitting out in the open for just anybody to get a hold of. I mean, you could have. Here's the sad part. Even though you would think that uh, tweens or teenagers of any age, or even some adults, would know better to go around looking, grab a gun that they find or see, and then suddenly just start fucking around with it. That has to be said in that one. I'm sorry, but there's no other measure to basically say what that would be doing. You, you, I could say messing around, but that doesn't get across the point. But yeah, they start doing that, and then suddenly, they load a clip or they load ammunition into the cylinders or whatever like that, and whoops, suddenly goes off and kills somebody. And even though they would be the ones to fire it, that since the guns or weapons are registered in in the, well, let's just say that, say a friend of mine would do that, and since they're registered in they would be registered in my name or the owner's name of whoever owns them, let's put it that way, that the owner would be charged as well as the person who did it, and all because they happen to get a hold of your stuff and supposedly oopsed. Now, okay, I will say this, but I'm not gonna rat her out by name or anything. I am saying it is a female, however. Go easy on that. My niece, uh, does seem to have technical issues every rare moment of whenever we were taking target practice. Uh, you do not get to see her in that video at all. It was just me and my nephew. I like to try and call him Cyber Demon, but it's Security Gamer. Cyber Demon is his uh, PlayStation alias that we like to go with. So unless like somebody else uses his name elsewise, or I accidentally forget, um, I usually try not to. I usually try to be safe about that too. Anyway, back to my niece. Yeah, she did seem to have problems with accidentally pointing it towards somebody, and the clip was still in. It had not finished firing because this was with my 380, which is a semi-automatic, and when it reaches it fires the last shot in the clip, it will rack itself back and set it as a locked-in safety mechanism, which is actually kind of awesome, even though it is not safety up or anything. So it's like you could load a new magazine, cock it back, and have a new shot ready to go. Yeah, it wasn't set like that at all. And every once in a while, with the safety off, mind you, and this is a really bad point, she ended up kind of aiming it a little bit towards a few people, me more in particular, by accident. Of course, it was by accident. I think that was partially my fault because Well, actually, no. Se- well, yes, I have to take some responsibility of that. It was partially my fault, partially not, because she had been warned, do not point this directly at anybody. And the first time she did it, I said, hey, what are you doing? I said, don't point it at anybody. Until you're ready to shoot, you keep it aimed at the ground. This is a big tip for any shooter. Now, if you're at a range, where do they usually have it sitting? If you don't have a holster, where do they have you have it sitting? On that little table set in front of you. That's where they have it. That's where they want you to have it sitting when you are not using it. If you have a holster, like they do for airsofters, um, they want you to have it in the holster, but they also do not want it clipped. They don't want the clip in it. So what do? When you pull it out of your holster, you have to pull it up, aim it out, and slide the clip in at the same time. Then you can rack it, and then you're ready to go, as long as you have the safety off and you're basically doing everything safely. I mean, other than that, another person from YouTube. Anyway, sorry, I look at my little notification things and I randomly talk about stuff like that. But yeah, my nephew, he only did it once by accident. And he did kind of reprimand himself about that, even taking in my reprimand as well. So he quickly took that into consideration and kind of slowed his roll just a little bit on that. From that point on, he basically had safety as well. Yes, I'm talking about Security Gamer. Don't rag him on this one, please. Unless he wants me to put it in the description, I won't link it. So, but I will ask him sometime later on. So, if it ends up in the description, that means I asked him and he said go for it. If it doesn't end up in there, you know why. So yeah, I know it's kind of a random talker vlog, and I really wish I had something pretty for you guys to stare at besides this black part of my steering wheel, you know. Hello. God, the fucking light on this is insane. Anyway, might as well let it up a little bit. Torch on. Wow. Okay, yeah, you know what it is. It's a Ford. So yeah, like anyway, hi. um, again, I'm not showing the place I'm at, so there's no need for that. Uh, what else do I want to cover in this one? Oh yeah, doing different animal hunts and stuff like that is fun. I haven't actually done any hunting myself. I do have a self-cocking pistol-based crossbow, which is kind of nice. Even though its ammunition is a little bit crap at times, because it only comes with basically a kill/target based type thing. Anyway, I do have a regular size crossbow. I do prefer for hunting to go into that version. The reason for why I like to do stuff like the 22 revolver or the crossbow is it's besides being able to be used as a tool for hunting or protection, um, both things basically are a patience building tool. I do like to help people learn patience. Granted, you know how society is nowadays. Everybody's in a quick rush. They want to go here. They want to go there. They want to get this done quickly. They want to get that done quickly. It's called take some time, sit down on your bum, and smell the fresh air. If you want fresh air, sit in a park close to a tree. I say close to, not on or at a tree. It's just, yeah, close enough that you can get a nice fresh smell of clean air. If you want fresh country air, go to Amish country and smell the fields after they've spread stuff on them. Oh yeah, that's fresh country air, baby. um. Okay. Uh. I'm not really sure what else I should cover on this. I mean, it's just me talking. I know this. Um. Again, I have not come up with a personal handle right now. So for now, the name on there is just what it is. So hi, this is Robert. Just letting you know. Um, I do like gaming. Unfortunately, the system that I have is kind of a turd when it comes to letting me live stream or even just record my actual game videos that I want to try and take and post online for my YouTube. If I could do that, that would be flippin' awesome. I do have a headset for it. For the most part, I tend not to want to use my headset mostly because a lot of times I really just don't feel like talking to the other players nowadays. The original reason, of course, for anybody having gotten a headset to begin with, was always, well, these people are always talking smack. They're talking a bunch of crap. They're, throwing a bunch of persecution your direction. This is going basically based off of COD Black Ops 2. Um, but yeah, you're like, well, since I now have a headset, now I can, talk back to these fools and everything. It's like, well, that's just setting yourself up for being trolled. And I hated kind of falling into the troll, but then I'd notice, and all I would do is basically kind of pull their same trick where it's, yo, man, you suck, you suck, you suck. It's like, if they're just going to keep doing that, what do? I basically tell them to go F themselves. Uh, and that if they have to use mods or whatever for that, in like multiplayer, which everybody dislikes when you do that, uh, basically, if you have to mod in multiplayer, you really have no skill to that. Zombies, I've done it without mods. I will admit this, I have only ran mods once in an actual live multiplayer game. I wasn't so fond of it after that. But it also kind of made me a little lax in going in and hunting players. And that just goes to show you that it laxes out your ability to play and you need to relearn. Hey, you have to be a better hunter. So, yeah, I don't do that anymore on multiplayer, uh, team deathmatch and all that. I haven't really done any free to play, or sorry, not free to play, for free for all. Um, I might be interested in that, but it seems a little bit hectic because then you're looking at your back, at your left, at your right, everybody just freaking nailing you every once in a while, and just it will make you angry, but at the same time you have to think of it in this light that anybody you see is basically straight off an enemy. Just blast the hell out of them. That's all. Now, as I mentioned before, sorry, zombies. I have done zombies without mods, and I use like alone. I can maybe get to round 6 or 7, and this video is almost at its limit. But yeah, uh, it usually ends up dying if I'm with securitygamer slash cyberdemon 32. Then we can make it to like, I think we've made it to round 20, but that's about it. So then once we use mods, we just went around different fields and tried to complete some of the little, hey, gather this piece here, gather that piece there. How much is it going to take to do this or that? We tried to figure that out personally, but then we just started using point mods and it was kind of pointless at that point. But it's still fun doing it with the modifications just because it's so flippin' funny. Um, yeah, so that's kind of mostly what I have to say for that here. I guess I'm gonna have to wrap this up because it's about to basically come to a limit. Um, so I guess if you guys have any questions about any of the stuff that I've mentioned before, uh, don't be afraid to leave it down in the comments section. Um, Depending, it may take some time for me to look them over. I am sorry, I'm not an on the baller type. I really apologize for that. Um, anyway, uh, to the air